Hi everyone, I got a special treat for you today, so I hope everybody's feeling good. We'll see what's in the really ratty looking buck case here, but good thing the knife inside doesn't look like the case. But anyway, before we do that, let's take a quick spin around the block. I'm not going to say nothing because I want to get to this buck custom, Yellowhorse custom. And you'll see there's going to be a lot of Shat, Morgan, and Queen out because I'm still almost ready to do the Shat, Morgan, and Queen story. So, see a nice Shat, Morgan Barlow there in the middle. Some stuff up there. Down over here we have some Bokers, a Rough Rider, Bird and Trout. Opinel number 8 carbon. Up here there's 3 queens, a queen middleman jack, 2 queen Barlows, and some more Shat and Morgans. And down here we got some gun stocks. So, but anyway, let's take a look at this buck / David Yellowhorse custom. And let's see what we got in there. This is why if you're a collector, you should actually store your knife in a different place than your case, or I don't know, maybe the guy used the case to carry something else. But look inside. This is a buck pattern 704 Maverick, which is just a slip joint. It's not a locking blade. Let's pull it out and put it on the pedestal of fame. We can slide that out here, because this knife deserves it. This is handcrafted by one of the best artists in the world. He's a Native American who, by trade, is a silversmith and jeweler of Navajo art. He started making jewelry, back early 70s, I think, maybe even before that. But he made his first custom knife was his own knife. There's an interview of him on YouTube where he talks about it, and I'll leave the link in the description box. But he says he broke the handle on his knife and started using some of the materials that he did his jewelry with, which is, let's try and get this to focus in. And a lot of the Navajo art is with turquoise and jade, red jasper, coral, wood, and nickel silver. Hence the silversmith. And I'll show you his intricate work up here in a second, if we can get better lighting on this. But yeah, this is a, you'll see by the tang stamp, the buck stamp is in Old English text. I don't know if you guys can see that. Which dates it pre-1986. And I know for a fact that David Yellowhorse, his first shield that he ever used was the running horse. And, hence you got the Maverick, which Buck was still making at the time, but they were just doing, making them out of wood. I mean, there was nothing elaborate, nothing like this done. And I don't know exactly how they hooked up with Mr. Yellowhorse, but they started doing a collaboration, and I can't find out. I'm thinking that the Buck 704s were the first ones that he collaborated with Buck on. But as you'll see, you got turquoise. This is red jasper, the desert ironwood, nickel silver inlay, some more nickel silver trim, the red jasper and the turquoise, and some hand done engraving on the bolsters. And I'll show you once we get this up in the hand how intricate all this work is. Now he started, I'm not sure when he started signing the knives, but this one is not signed. That's how early it is. I don't think he was quite as famous as he is now, because if you try and get any kind of Yellowhorse custom, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. And I actually got a really good price on this, since it has the ratted out box and no paperwork. Most of the collectors, like I told you before, with me it's about the knife, but most collectors, especially for a David Yellowhorse, they want the box, the signed papers, and the newer knives where he actually signs the blade. He'll either sign the blade on the pile side here or stamp it. And sometimes he'll stamp the bottom of the bolster. But this is, I'm thinking this is probably early 80s, 80, 81 maybe, 82. And you got to remember, he didn't make his first knife till 1978. And that was, he just recovered a knife he had. So in them 2-3 years, he got plenty of practice and hooked up with Buck Knives, Al Buck. And this, I think, is their first one. If anyone can help me out on that, I'd be much obliged. But let's take a closer look at it. So you'll see it's just a slippy. There's no locking mechanism on it. Oh, can't talk today. It's a desert ironwood. Now, if you notice this inlay, how intricate all this nickel silver work is, that's how you know he did the handle, even if it wasn't signed. I don't think there's anyone else on earth. There probably is. But to do such a great job with the inlay here, it's completely smooth. You can see this knife has been displayed, probably carried. It's never been sharpened. Let's try and I got smeary fingers here. I could say for sure it's never been sharpened, but it does look like it's been carried around and displayed quite a bit. But that's how I got it for the price I did. You can even see some marks. So yeah, it's been used. It's a user. But in very good condition. No gapping on the back here. I'm going to drop it. Let's close the blade and we'll check out. There's no half stops. You got to remember, this is one of Buck's. I don't think Buck has any half stops really. As you can see, there's no gaps. It kind of looks like a gap right here, but I think that's just because it doesn't match up height-wise. Looks to be steel liners, centered right down the middle. Just gorgeous work. And look at the polish on the blade. You don't see this on the Buck knives that often. nice polish. And you can see some of the intricate work here. Let me try and go this way with it and get some better light. Very good work. Everything's nice and flush in there. The desert ironwood is beautiful. David Yellowhorse. I didn't clip my nails, so excuse me on that, guys and gals. Just let the knife do the talking. Just a beautiful piece of art. Semi-precious stones and beautiful desert ironwood. And that gorgeous inlay in the middle. I mean, who doesn't like a galloping horse strutting along? Nice reflection. So yeah, I got this at a good price. You're not going to find, you'd be lucky to find one of these under $200 with the paperwork. You know, one that's been very carefully taken care of. Because as you can see, this box here was not taken care of. Has the red felt for where it actually sits. But yeah, I'd like to know the year that, I think this is probably one of the first ones made. The reason why I say that is because I've seen some of them with a different box. These seem to be the earlier ones with this kind of hinged case. And then they started going to like a wooden box. So if anybody knows anything about this that can add into the comment section, please add it. All I know is I finally have a David Yellowhorse buck custom for my collection. And this is one that, since it's already been kind of carried and slightly used, you know that means I'm going to carry it and slightly use it. Ain't no doubt about that, especially if I get back to work anytime soon. Look at that polish. Just a beautiful knife, people. It's not very big. Let's see, what can we compare it to? You'll see the GEC Barlow is bigger in all ways. Longer blade, longer handle, wider, thicker or taller blade. Whoops. All right, well, I'm going to put this away now before I break it. Tell me what you guys think. If you got any info to add, please do. I've been on the internet for the last 2 hours trying to find out anything on this. I was able to find out the semi-precious stones that they use and the nickel silver trim that he used, I should say. And I'm going to leave a link to his a couple of his videos that you guys can check out. He does have a YouTube channel. So I'll leave that in the description box. Until next time, take care. Peace. Bye-bye.